Here's part 5 of We Spread by Ian Reid. Good morning. I'm out on a work assignment. Welcome to Oregon. Fossil Oregon. Population of 28. So after Jack is moving boxes in and out of Penny's room, he comes in, collects her, and he's like, "It's time for the meeting. Come here, Penny." And Penny follows Jack out of the room. She starts asking him questions like, "So what's Shelly's deal? Who is she? Is she the landlord? Oh, she's the owner. Yeah, she's really intelligent. She loves helping the elderly. You see, this place was a family home that was passed down to her. She went to college for organic chemistry, and she's trying to study elder care. She's always had a passion for helping the older generations." And Penny's just like, huh, okay. It doesn't take very long, but Penny becomes very comfortable with Jack. There was something about him that she trusted. So the two entered the dining room, and already sitting at this big dining table is a few other residents. A elderly woman with a short black bob cut. This is Ruth. She is a language expert. She speaks French, Greek, Spanish, and a few other languages. She is very talkative. There was another older man named Hilbert that wore a big tie, and he dressed very dapper. There was also Pete, who was much older than the rest of the residents, and he had a hard time functioning. He just kind of sat there and drooled a lot. So with Penny joining the group, now there are 4 elders. With Jack and Shelly, there are 6 people, and Shelly clapped her hands and she's like, "Welcome everyone. Just to inform you, Penny, we do a weekly check-in to make sure everyone's okay. Kind of like a weekly meeting. Cause we are now at capacity. The 6-seaters is at capacity." And Penny's just like, "At capacity? This place is freaking huge. You could fit more people here." "Well, Penny, believe it or not, I like to keep things very personal and close. See, 4 people is enough to create your own little community. See, 6 people is enough, you'd think. Because unlike those bigger care facilities where you squeeze too many people into a place, people tend to fall through the cracks. And if we don't check in with each other and make sure everyone's doing okay, you might miss out. Or you might leave people abandoned and feeling left out, you know? Because 4 is an even number, and 6 is also an even number. Okay. So now, since Penny has finally arrived and we are at max capacity, I'd like to throw a little party for Penny at the end of the month. So if you remember, Penny doesn't really eat a lot. She only eats her soup at specific times of the day. They served a full meal of meat and vegetables and a soup on the side, and this was the biggest meal she's had in a very long time, and she ate the entire thing. It was amazing. Penny, even though she didn't really identify as an elderly person, she felt very at ease and comfortable in this place. She hasn't had very good sleep in a very long time, but not only did she eat the entire meal, but she slept the entire night without waking up at all in the middle of the night. She was so surprised, and she's like, "Maybe I could get used to this." So in the morning, Jack woke Penny up. To her surprise, she's like, "I actually slept the entire night." And Jack's just like, "Come on, let me help you get ready in the morning." So he sat Penny down, brushed her hair, made her feel very loved and comforted, and he asked her, "So, Penny, tell me about the man you lived with. You guys didn't get married?" And she's like, "No, unfortunately, marriage was a little too traditional for him. As much as I wanted to, he didn't, and I respected that. But we loved each other very much, and I think of him as my late husband, even though legally it's not binding." And as Jack was brushing Penny's hair, there was still that bump on her head from her fall, and that's when Penny was reminded, "Oh yeah, I smashed my head against the counter when I fell. Oops." And Jack let her know, like, "Hey, this is a huge bump on your head. Are you doing okay? How is that feeling?" She's like, "Oh, actually, I think I'm doing okay. I haven't noticed it at all. I guess now that you mention it, there is a mild headache, and of course there's bruising, but I feel fine." So over the course of a few days, she noticed subtle changes at living at 6-seaters. Typically, when she was at home, she could only really eat one meal a day, and that was her soup. She didn't sleep very well at night. She restless nights mostly. And she could also walk to the grocery store by herself. But here at Six Cedars, she got a full night's sleep, but she had no dreams. Within days, she actually needed help and assistance with walking. Walking became more of a struggle for her, as well as she was eating 3 meals a day, full meals, and she was hungry for breakfast when she woke up, which was very rare. So if you remember the other mention of the dapper elder Hilbert, he took a liking to Penny after the day one. They had very sophisticated and intelligent conversations. Penny was an artist and Hilbert was a classical pianist, and they melded together very well. During breakfast time, they sat together and they had very intense conversations about the fears of aging and how weird it is. Losing bodily autonomy to aging, as well as forgetting things and feeling the need to find assistance in younger people. How the world is just not like what it was decades ago. And as they chatted at the breakfast table, Pete took naps. He was a bit of an odd duck. He didn't say much. He would just stare vacantly into the void. But the two continued to chat, and Hilbert's like, you know what? I would love to watch you paint sometimes. And Penny was just like, no one ever watches me paint. That is such a personal thing. Stage fright. I feel very concerned, but yeah, why not? And Hilbert let her know, like, Shelley's motto is stay positive and productive. She really likes to see us dabble in our perfection, our art. She doesn't want us to just sit around and kind of waste away by doing nothing, so she really harps on do what you love. It makes the time go by faster. So I'm allowed to do piano stuff and play with my instruments, and she definitely wants you to paint.